Yes, Detroit did get screwed on Saturday night by Brad Allen on that 2-point conversion. And anybody who's arguing otherwise, you're just factually wrong on it. I was watching the game with family. I was with family over the weekend. Had to explain to my mother what happened on the play so that she could understand. But basically, Detroit got screwed because Brad Allen assumed something. Okay, let's take a look at what happened with all the stuff, the reporting, and all that. Let's break it down. We're going to talk about it. So we all seen the footage where Decker's walking up and he brushes the front of his jersey and he is saying report to Brad Allen. Dan Campbell went over what it was that Detroit was trying to do in the press conference in the next day after he had basically cooled off, had been able to cool off for the night. And what was happening was they had been using Dan Skipper reporting. He reported a couple times in the game already as eligible. So now on this particular play, they're sending Skipper in, but he's not going to report. Instead, it's going to be Taylor Decker who's reporting. They brought Penei Sewell over as well. They're trying to make it a little bit confusing for Dallas. It's part of the gamesmanship. It's nothing illegal being done. You're totally allowed to do it. And basically what they're trying to do is confuse in case some of the Dallas players don't hear who is reported as eligible. And because Skipper has been reported as eligible, they're hoping that some of the Dallas players will just assume that Skipper is going to be the eligible player on this play. Unfortunately for them, Brad Allen does the same exact thing. He just assumes. Now, I don't know because we're not ever going to find out. We're never going to hear actual audio. He hears report, and I guess he just assumes that Skipper coming off the sideline is the one that's reporting. Don't know why. He just assumes it. He runs, and he goes to Dallas and tells them, hey, number 70 is reporting, which, by the way, probably confused the hell out of Dallas when Skipper lines up as an offensive tackle. But anyway, the mistake made by Brad Allen is not just assuming, it's that he, for whatever reason, doesn't take a second and be like, wonder why there's two other offensive linemen. You don't usually have three guys being around the head ref when they're trying to report. Usually it's just one guy. So for whatever reason, he's just in a hurry to get the play. Take your time on this. And instead of should have just been like, oh, well, why is Taylor Decker here? Why is Penei Sewell here? Take that half second. And for John Perry to basically say, well, no, it's on the player. And he said this on Van Pelt's show afterwards. He's trying to sit there and put the blame on the players. That's circling the wagons for the refs. Sorry, don't buy it. John Perry, get out of here with that bull crap. Get out of here with that. It's not totally on the players. That's also on the official to take why do I have three guys around me? Take a half second and just be like, what are you guys doing over here? And they can tell you. But he didn't take a half second. He just immediately assumed and ran in. Now, part of the confusion, and people will argue and say all these things that the Lions were trying to do too much. I guess, but again, part of the gamesmanship. You're setting it up. You're setting up this particular 2-point play by using Dan Skipper as an eligible a couple times. I think part of the problem that confused Taylor Decker on this play, and Decker didn't clarify, is when you really zoom in, you see what looks like Brad Allen looking at Decker, and then he nods his head as though, got it. I hear you. Now, maybe his eyes were actually looking at Skipper, but for whatever reason, the head nod, I think, makes Decker think, okay, he has me as reported. I'm good. I've done what I need to do. Obviously, that is incorrect. Now, there is one part of this whole mess where I'll say Detroit actually fooled themselves even, confused themselves apparently, because we didn't hear it in the English version of the broadcast, the one with Troy Aikman and Joe Buck.
Everybody that had to make the play on this last possession did just that, starting with...
But you do hear it in the Spanish, where Brad Allen, in the Spanish broadcast, where Brad Allen says, number 70 is reporting. Number 70 is reported as eligible.
Number 70 is an eligible receiver. Number 70 is eligible.
I don't know why not one Lions player, Lions coach, or anyone who knows what the play is on the sideline, if they had heard that, they should have been immediately like, whoa, hey, we've got a problem here. 70's line. He just reported 70. No one on Detroit's sideline noticed. So that's where you could say they also kind of fooled themselves because nobody knew, nobody apparently heard what Brad Allen said. But it's really just a wild sequence of the whole thing because, again, remember, Skipper lines up as a tackle. He didn't need to report. He doesn't have to report. And I'm sure Dallas was totally confused why a player reported and then lined up as a tackle, right? And this is from the pool report. I'm just going to show you. This is the last question. We noticed there were 2 flags thrown on the same play. Was there another penalty called on that play as well? And Allen said yes, because number 70 reported as eligible, and he was covered up on the line of scrimmage. That makes it an illegal formation. So number 70 is in an illegal position because he is covered up by rule, and number 68 catches the pass, which is also illegal. So I don't know what to say. This is such a mess. And Brad Allen seems to be trying to cover his butt. I think Brad Allen realized after the play and after getting into the locker room, oh crap, I screwed up. But by then it was too late. And he's just trying to cover his butt. John Perry's trying to circle the wagon, put it all on the players and the coach. You got to really, what do you want him to do? Are you telling me that now when a player reports, he needs to walk over, get in the face of the ref and be like, I am reporting? And I know you see, like, you've seen Wilkins. I think it's Wilkins for the Dolphins, who's like, ref. But you don't want to just be like demonstrative doing it. I think this is a good lesson for any refs in the NFL. Take a moment, make sure that you know what's happening, especially if you've got a situation where there's multiple players around you. Make sure that you know what's happening, and there won't be a problem. This was a big screw up. This is a big one, guys. Remember, you have the NFL's big on betting. How many people lost money on betting on the Lions? How does this affect the payouts? How does this affect that part of it? But also, it affected the playoffs. Dallas now probably is going to win the NFC East, so it made the Eagles, who lost to the Cardinals, they went from 2nd seed down to the 5th seed. But also, Detroit, they still would have had a chance at probably the 2 seed. But now, what happens, or even the 1 seed still, right? They are now probably going to be the 3 seed behind Dallas. So if they and Dallas both win their first round, the wild card games, Detroit would have to go to Dallas. So it's just a mess of a game. Like, if they keep winning, they're going to have to meet at some point, like in the divisional. And it's just going to be a mess where Detroit instead has to go to Dallas instead of Dallas going to Detroit. So you can't have this happen, especially in the NFL. The gambling situation especially cannot be having issues with refs making screw-ups like this. But they got screwed. They did. They freaking got screwed. Brad Allen messed up. Now, I don't love that Dan Campbell just decided to keep going for the 2-point conversion. I think at that point you shot your shot, go into overtime and hope. And I know you're struggling to stop CeeDee Lamb, but I just feel like that was a decision made in a lot of anger. Like, screw you, Brad. We're going to get it anyway. And cost them. But, yeah, no. I still can't believe that they're trying to deny that Brad Allen screwed this up. I actually, you know what? I don't know if they're trying to deny it. That night, though, that really bugged me with John Perry. I'm not going to lie. That bugged me. Well, you know what happened. We all saw it. Brad Allen assumed that Dan Skipper was reporting. He screwed it up. And his crew is the crew that's always constantly getting attention for screw-ups. Something needs to be done here, NFL. Brad Allen, there needs to be something done about it because he keeps screwing up and he's making you look bad. Anyway, those are my thoughts on it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you're enjoying breakdown videos, please make sure to subscribe. We're doing breakdown videos. We're going to take a look at the semifinal games from New Year's, the Rose Bowl and the Sugar Bowl. We'll see you next time. I want to give a shout out to all of our booster members that are supporting the channel. If you wish to have your name in a video just like this, please make sure to join at the link down below at the booster member or above. On the next screen, there will be another recommended video. It'll be a breakdown video, most likely. Check it out. See what you think of it. Some of them might be commentary, but most of my videos are breakdowns. We'll see you later, though, and have a good one.